आदाब, नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल। आज एक और बेहतरीन शाम ज़ेना के साथ, और ये है गुफ्तगू जो हमारे वंडरलस्ट
हम्म।
और
खाना बदोश।
वंडरलस्ट, हाँ, खाना बदोश जिप्सी अशोक बख्शी जी, जो सारी दुनिया घूमे हैं। चप्पा चप्पा देखा इन्होंने। स्टेट्स में रहे हैं, यूरोप में रहे हैं, और अब इन्होंने इंडिया को भी, मतलब, एक एक कोना घूमा है। मगर ये सबसे बड़ी इनकी आजकल डिस्कवरी ये है कि ये भूटान बहुत जाते हैं। अब भूटान में क्या इनको कशिश है, क्या वहां पे अट्रैक्शन है, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है। मगर ये इन्हीं की जुबान से हम सुनना चाहते हैं। तो हम आपका हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं, इस्तेमाल करते हैं बख्शी जी इस शो पे। आप आइए और कुछ अपने विचार बताइए भूटान के बारे में, और भूटान के अलावा और जहां जहां आप गए थे वहां पे। थैंक यू बख्शी जी।
Thank
ये
you. Thank you, Mr. Ali Shah. Thank you for inviting me over on today's chat show, Guftagu. And the topic is visit to Bhutan. Bhutan is a landlocked country. On one side is India, other side is China and Tibet. And it's a beautiful small country. The The history started from 8th century onward of Bhutan, and it's basically a Buddhist land, Buddhist country. And later it was formalized and came under the king monarchy. And later it also got influenced and came under British during 18th and 19th century. In 1947, when India became independent, at the same time, they also got independence from the British. Monarchy is still continuing in Bhutan, and it's about 38,000 square kilometer landlocked area and lush green with the hills and mountains. A very serene, very picturesque place. And they had initially their capital in a place called Punakha. And then later they shifted to Thimphu, which is now the present capital of Bhutan, in 1955. Roughly about 950,000 people are living there. That's the population from the 2021 census. And they are maintaining a very ecological balance with nature. And to continue sustainable development of that land, they started very unique policies. The first thing is to maintain the flora and fauna of that country. And for that, naturally, they need fund. And so they came up with this policy of called SDF, Sustainable Development Fund, which they charge from the visitor visiting this country. And with that fund, they develop roads, schools, free health system. That's a very unique thing. It's very good things. Plus, they do not want the mass tourism. That's another reason they're charging this fund, these charges, the levy on per day, per night basis. From Indian, they charge 1,200 rupees per person per night. If somebody is visiting, say for 5 days, so you pay 6,000 rupees extra, correct? And for non-Indian, they charge $100 per person per day, or rather per night. For kids up to 12 year, from 6 to 12 year, it's 50% discount. And below 6 year, they're exempted. There's no charges for that. This is the reason they have started charging this fee, which they levy to all the visitor visiting Bhutan. There's another unique thing of this country is people measure the country's GDP, the economy through GDP, but they measure uh, through index of happiness. This is a very unique thing, and uh, and they are continuously in touch with the locals. And they're getting feedback where they are happy, where they are not happy. So they develop that area accordingly. Suppose if some area is neglected, there's no healthcare facility. If they get a feedback, so the people stay happy. So they do that. Same way, schooling system. Until till I think 20th century, till 21st century, they were sending people to the neighboring states, which is in India, for the schooling, which is Darjeeling. And most of the royal family children were also sent there to study. And later they slowly started developing their own schooling system. And they invited over very learned, highly learned teachers from India, those who are working in their education system. And so that's how these are the few points of Bhutan. And now regarding visiting the places, the main places people generally visit, the towns, which are Paro, and next to it is Thimphu, which is the now present capital. It is only roughly 2 hours drive from Paro. It's not far away. And from Thimphu, one can visit also the surrounding area by spending a couple of nights in Thimphu. You can visit the old fortress, which is known as Zong in their language. And the place is called Punakha. And there's a dam, there's a water dam they have built with the help of the Indian government. And am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. And where they ruled from that area till 1955, and then from there they shifted to Thimphu. And beside that, there's another famous town is Punsholing, and which is now very famous for developing the local agriculture. Agriculture is the main industry there, and they have varieties of fruits which they're processing for juices and jams, and they're also being exported to different places, even to India also. So this is another major industry of that country, agriculture.
Bakshi sir, what is the easiest way to get to this country, Bhutan, the land of the dragon? Uh, are there direct flights or are there more leisurely routes? Suppose we can't afford a direct flight, we want to take a leisurely route. What do you advise? How would you go to this beautiful place?
Correct. True. Uh, the first airport was built in Paro, and from there they have a direct flight to Delhi. So one can fly directly from Delhi to Paro. And now they have come up with small airports in other small places also, which are connected with further domestic flights.
Mhm.
And the Paro is very well connected with India and Nepal. And
Mhm.
there are some other international flights are also landing. Their
Yes, yes,
national carrier is a Druk Air
yes.
airline, the national carrier.
Um,
And very recently, There's another very popular route is people enter from Bagdogra.
From Bagdogra.
Bagdogra.
Okay, okay.
It's roughly 4 to 5 hour drive from the Bagdogra airport to Punsholing.
Mhm,
You can crisscross the country and come out at Paro and fly back to Delhi. That is
mhm,
one route itinerary. Very recently, they have come up
mhm.
in collaboration with the government of India. There's another border opened very recently, which is from Guwahati. And the infrastructure is coming up, which
Yeah.
is Eastern Bhutan, which
Mhm.
is still developing. But if you want to see the real old Bhutan, then you should enter from that side, from eastern side, so you can see the real culture of Bhutan from the eastern side. And from Guwahati main town, it's about 110 or 120 kilometer to the border. And this small border town is known as Samdrup Jonkar,
Mhm.
which was a very famous town for trading. The local trader would come all the way trekking, crisscrossing through different areas in Bhutan to this town Samdrup
Mhm.
to collect salt from the
Okay.
Indian side. So this was the
Ah,
main point where they used to come to collect salt, which was being sent from Indian side, from the Indian border, from Indian side to this town, and then they would take to different area. So this was a major point for salt trading. We have one, as we know, we have one very famous salt march of Mahatma
yes, yes,
Gandhi.
yes, 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 yes,
The story of the
yes.
salt march is well known. So similarly, this is also very famous route. Even today, people are trekking. The trekker, hiker, they love to track the same route, coming to this town or going from there to the other areas in the eastern side of the Bhutan. And the other thing they are doing is they have a seed bank which they've started very recently in 2018, I think. The government of Bhutan has started the seed bank to preserve their crop, to preserve the original seeds, original
Mhm,
crop of the Bhutan. It's not modified.
mhm,
So that's another thing which they are doing.
mhm.
And plus, they're also in a big way doing organic agriculture. So these are things which is making Bhutan is one of the most eco-friendly country in the world. In the same way, they do not allow the smoke industry in Bhutan. So that's another point which is also maintaining its green ecological balance. And this is also called the almost zero pollution country. But now, since these big towns like Paro and Thimphu, there are a lot of cars are coming up, transports are coming up, and the transport are continuously carrying truckloads entering from different border. They might be adding to some pollution. So that's why I cannot say the zero pollution, but it is said that it is almost zero pollution and smoke-free countries. Fresh air, happy people, and that's fantastic. It's lovely.
They are content people, it seems. As you said, the happy index is very high there.
Yes,
And then there's not much unemployment also, as the economy is based on agriculture.
agriculture, right? Correct. That's true.
So they might be having. What about the internet? Where is it from? Is it from India or is it from overseas?
What is it? Please
Internet,
say.
internet facilities.
They have developed their own internet facility, and our our SIM doesn't work there unless you
Okay.
carry your international SIM card or international connection. You have to take this local SIM and local facility, which is available there,
Uh,
most of the places,
uh.
and that is there.
But what is it, the local SIM called, local connectivity service provider? Is it a Bhutanese name or is it an Indian name?
No,
Vodafone,
no, it is a Bhutanese. It is a local, the Bhutanese.
because Vodafone, Airtel, Geo will not work there.
Yes, one has to take the local SIM, then it will
Mhm.
work.
But is
And
it powerful? Is it powerful? Have you watched movies? Have you seen it?
yes, yes. Another plus point is since now we have a watches in our mobile,
Mhm.
and since we all have this modern handset
Mhm.
and which works automatically, the moment we enter the gate
Mhm.
or border,
Mhm.
and we have to before we had to change our watches, and they are half an hour ahead of our time,
Oh,
30
like
minutes.
Nepal, like Nepal.
Exactly, exactly.
That
But
much good.
I was wondering when I this time when I went,
Uh,
and I thought I'll have to change, but then the I came to know from the local person. They said no, you don't have to change. It is
uh,
automatically your system
Adjusted.
captures. Since
Okay.
the moment you enter the border and your mobile phone will show the local time of
Uh,
Bhutan, not Indian time. The
uh-huh.
moment I leave the border, go out of the border, then again it's automatically switched to Indian time. So it's a very
Mhm.
interesting thing which I came to know.
That is
And the
lovely.
current, yeah, the current structure which was started from 17th century by the Gyaltse Tenzing Grabgai, the fourth temporal ruler of the Bhutan. And in the same line, it's continuing, and we have a present king, this Muna of the Bhutan monarchy.
But Shri, I just wanted to ask you, in
Mm.
your course of travels,
Mhm.
how did you find the people there? Were they friendly, or were they afraid of Indians being big brothers? And was there some kind of apprehension that what they have in Nepal, that you were
Mhm.
from? Was it like that, or was it totally, you know?
People are very friendly, very welcoming, and they would welcome you to show their house and other things. And it's very amicable atmosphere. And plus, they are very well aware of our culture also, Indian culture also. So we just feel at home actually. There's nothing much difference we find, and
Mhm.
except that they have a wonderful landscape and different architect. The
Mhm.
architect is like pagoda style temples and the zong, which are fort.
Mhm.
And the moment we enter the gate, you are
Mhm.
welcomed by the locals, and they welcome you like we say namaste.
Uh-huh.
So they say kuzo zangpo.
Okay.
Kuzo zangpo means namaste in their
So
local
they are
language.
quite different from Ladakhi and from Tibetan, where they say Jule in Ladakh and they say
Yes,
Tati
because
Dele.
they have their own language.
Uh,
So naturally it's different. And but English, Hindi is also popular.
uh,
In the big,
uh,
big town, most of the people speak English and Hindi.
uh.
And that's the local language, of course, is there.
What about the Nepalese influence in Bhutan, sir?
It's same way like from India, we have many people settled there long back. Traders, they have
Okay.
opened their store, they're working
Uh,
there since I think for the past 50 years.
mhm.
Many generations they're working there. Same way they are Nepalese also. So no hassle. I mean, even the local Nepalese are working there and in the local. So, but somehow the Indians they
They
still
work
believe
harder.
harder. Yeah, but another thing which I would like to mention here is the local people are very proud of their country, of their land, of their culture,
Mhm.
of their tradition. So everybody wears a traditional dress.
Mhm.
It's a kind of kimono, which
Mhm.
is called go
Mhm.
for the men,
Mhm.
and for the women's it is called mayo. So they wear these dresses and they proudly wear the dresses, and so the national dress.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
and you see daily they you'll see very few people in the
Mhm.
local attire. Maybe in the big cities, but in the all small town and everywhere, most of the people.
Have you seen them wear suits like us?
Pardon?
Suits, 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 the Western style.
I have not seen. Not I have not seen. Or maybe the big officials, but that is also seldom.
Okay.
They would prefer to wear their national dresses than this European dresses. This is they won't come in wear that, and it's kind of strict law. I cannot say, but it's a kind of mandate from the Royal Bhutan government that people should
Mhm.
wear this national dress.
Mhm.
And
And what
then,
about, yeah,
yeah,
what about their social system, their marriage, their children, their way of life? How do they, are they allowed to take one wife or two wives, or, as many as possible, depending upon their socio-economic status? Is there something like that in Bhutan?
um, same like here in India, and one wife,
Mhm.
and in traditional way they marry, and they
Mhm.
have comfortably two, three children, and though there's not restriction, but there are small families,
Mhm.
parents with three to four kids,
Mhm.
and it's very good.
And what is the average lifespan of a Bhutanese people, person?
Yes,
Being, pollution free and
exactly, exactly. I've heard 80 plus is a normal with that atmosphere. They, they happily, even at the 80 years age, I could see the elderly woman walking on the roads and working in the field, and it's very good.
and what about their medical facilities? How do they have any hospitals? Do they have any institutes?
Yes, yes. They're coming up lately for the past 10 years. They've come up with hospitals and which are free by the government. And like I said, that the fund which they generate from the tourism, it's also being channeled for all these welfares for the public. Free healthcare, free education. It's very important. And now they're developing their own schools and colleges and universities coming up,
Mhm.
and so it's very nice.
Mhm. So
It's a
that's
rich, it's a very rich tradition, very vibrant festivals. They are still continuing with their traditions, and with all these unique dresses and that unique blend of Buddhism in the daily life.
but what type of Buddhism do they practice? There's Mahayana, Hinayana. Mahayana is the, I think, the greater vehicle. Hinayana is the lesser vehicle. And then there are some red hats and yellow hats, which we have in Ladakh and Himachal.
Uh, yes, Buddhism is started from 8th century, and there were also many masters who came from India, like Padmasambhava,
Mm-hmm.
main master who went even to Tibet, and
Mm-hmm.
from there he re-entered Bhutan and Ladakh, this region, and he has a big following. Even there's a huge statue of this guru, this Rinpoche Padmasambhava,
Mm-hmm.
and so that is one, and then of course then there are other branches also.
So basically, they are very content with that. And Lord Buddha is worshipped there, or uh, he is one of the main gods, or are there any
Exactly.
other gods? Other gods?
No, that is a state religion. Buddhism is the state religion
Uh-huh,
of Bhutan,
uh-huh.
and about 74% of the population are the Buddhist practicing it. And then there's a Vajrayana Buddhism is also there.
Mm-hmm.
Drukpa Kargyupa school is also there, and they're still practicing it.
There's no tantra and mantra,
Uh,
tantric type.
yes, that is very rare. It's
Uh,
not everywhere,
uh,
and that is rare. There is also a sect of this, but like everywhere, like in Ladakh, also in other regions, also there is a small percentage. They're there.
and Bakshiji, what is I mean, besides Bhutanese, what other languages do they speak? As you said, Nepali, they speak English, but the main language is Bhutanese. Is it?
The main is
Can
their Bhutanese with different dialects, and
okay.
uh, and plus the English is also in the town, and then small town and bordering town, of course, they speak also Hindi.
Mhm.
So it's a
Because the
and Nepali.
Indian influence is quite large. You have Assam
Yes,
on one side, you have Bengal on the other side.
yes. One side is naturally this Bagdogra side, this touching India and Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and then above is
How far
China,
is China
Tibet.
from there? About
Not far,
200. Uh,
not far, because we are not allowed to go
Go
on the
there.
border side. Yeah.
Okay. But do they practice and speak Chinese also there sometimes because of the large influence?
No, hardly.
No exports, so no goods coming from China, no direct roads like that. Like in
Uh,
Nepal, like in Nepal, they have the Tibet, the Tibet road from Kathmandu to Tibet.
yes, yes, yes. Earlier, it was on regular basis, and I think you must have heard the story also. The trader of Bhutan and the trader of Tibet,
Uh-huh.
they would meet at some place,
Uh,
and they break a stone
mm,
in two pieces.
mm-hmm.
One would carry with him to his country, say in Tibet, the other would bring back to
Bhutan.
Bhutan. So whenever there's certain day and time of the year where the trading is going on, the meet on the border.
Mm-hmm.
So they join the stone.
Mm-hmm.
If it fits perfectly, making
Mm-hmm.
a one complete stone, that means he's your other partner.
Oh.
No matter whoever is carrying that stone,
Mm-hmm.
he is representing that family of that business or trader. And then they
Mm-hmm.
would continue further.
So there's no written contract, and this is a
Yes,
very extremely effective way of
unwritten, yeah.
uh, trading
Yeah,
and
yeah,
business.
yeah, true.
And
And
I
then
just want to, yeah, tell me.
and they are also influenced by the Myanmar, Burma. So their language is also at point is influenced by the Burmese. And
Mm-hmm.
the main language of Bhutan is called the Dzongkha.
Gokha.
Dzongkha, yeah. And member of the Tibeto-Burman language family, Dzongkha,
Mm-hmm.
is spoken by around 28% of the population and used in the government also, education, media as well, because it's a border area. So for me, touching Myanmar also. Then the other language of course, the Shangla, the Tibeto-Burman language spoken by the many Bhutanese people. Nepali is also widely spoken by the Lotsampa community. There are many communities. And then English is also used as medium of instruction in the school, and widely spoken, especially among the educated population of the country.
In addition to this, agriculture, which you say that the food processing industry,
Yeah.
did you get to taste some of their products like jams and marmalades
Yes, yes.
and juices?
No, yes. No, fantastic. So no preservative, no chemicals. It's
Uh,
all naturally processed.
uh,
Uh, and it's very good. From the fresh fruit, they all make this product.
mhm. And oranges are extremely famous.
Yes.
Very small ones, but sweet, extremely sweet.
And that's what they are making the jam. The moment people enter from the border, there are stores where they're selling
Uh-huh.
all this product, and most of the Indian tourists, especially going there, they buy this.
Perhaps next time on your visit, you can get us a bottle of marmalade.
Yeah, okay.
Then another very famous industry, Mr. Bakshi,
Yes,
is the
yes.
liquor industry. People
Uh,
swear by the liquor in Bhutan, the purity of the liquor in Bhutan. They say the whiskey is better than Scotch whiskey.
yes, yes.
Though
And
you and I don't drink, but this is
yeah,
what I heard.
yeah. And in agriculture, they also widely grow rice, which is a staple crop of Bhutan.
Mhm,
Potatoes are also widely grown,
mhm, mhm,
and cardamom is also grown there. Maize,
mhm.
vegetables and fruits, variety of vegetables and fruits are grown, organic, including chilies, oranges,
Acha.
apples, and lemons.
Uh, What about this product, which you call rice? Is it on the basis of our basmati rice or is it a smaller grain?
It's a different variety. It's a like we have a red rice.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of rice they have grown. And at some places they also do the terrace farming, like
Uh-huh.
in Nepal and other places. And I had brought this time from there the local beans, kidney
Mm-hmm.
beans, rajma,
Mm-hmm.
very red
Acha.
color. And
Rajma.
yeah, we cooked at home. It was very delicious, very tasty.
Uh-huh.
Then I brought some organic vegetables also from there, like
Ah.
green peas, ginger
Uh-huh.
for chai, and these few
Oh.
things. So whenever I go to the mountain, I bring this stuff from the mountain because there is no chemical used
Mm.
in growing that. So it's a
Ah,
pure, yeah,
pure cow dung.
exactly.
Pure cow dung. And
Yeah.
did you get the aroma and the taste of rajma with your rajma rice when you cooked it?
I ate at home. I didn't eat there because there they have a unless there's an Indian cook, then
Uh-huh.
you get the same taste. Otherwise,
Uh-huh.
if the locals are cooking, so there's a little difference in the taste you can make out. It's
Mhm,
not cooked by
mhm,
Indians, so it's cooked by the local chef.
mhm.
So there's this staple rice is there mostly, and then other meat is also widely eaten in most of the
Okay.
places.
Yak meat or
Yak, not
mutton.
everywhere, not everywhere. The sheep meat
Mhm.
and the goat and sheep.
Because that's a cold climb, so that's why meat is required. It's about 5,000 feet.
It is, yeah, it is. And the best point to visit in Paro is a monastery called Tiger Nest, which is perched on the hill,
Okay.
which is almost uh, I think 3,000, about 3,000 meter.
Meters, my God.
Yes, because
9,000.
yeah, the lower base height itself is a 2,600 meter. So you go another 500 meters, so almost, and it's about 4
9,
kilometer,
10. Okay.
4 kilometer trek
Walk, by walk.
by walk. Yeah, steep climbing, and it's a uh, medium moderate, and but difficult for the elderly people to climb up because at some point the steep climbing is there. And for the elderly people, then they provide ponies to ride up
Mhm.
to the monastery, and so it takes about 3 hours to reach up to that point. And from top, there's a lovely view of the valley. You can see the lush green valley, Paro Valley, all
Mhm.
around, and it's marvelous view. And of course, temple is also important. It is one of the old temple there, but the view from top is fantastic.
Does Bhutan have any rivers?
Yes, they have a river, and uh, the government of India has also built a dam
Uh-huh.
in Punakha for generating power, and they are selling back to India power, and it's very interesting. And which was built in, I think when it was being built, then I visited that place in 1970s, and it's called it's like a Manas River, Bhutan, major river. And the local name is called Drangmechu River, the largest river system in Bhutan, stretching almost 376 kilometers and flowing through Royal Manas National Park.
Mhm.
It originates from the west district of the Arunachal Pradesh, which is in India, and
Mhm.
eventually drains into Brahmaputra River.
Okay.
And then the other is Wangchu, originating from the Himalayan glaciers in Tibet. Wangchu covers major valleys like Paro, Thimphu, and Ha. It's a popular for kayaking also nowadays. Many youngsters are going for the rafting in that activities, and which is done near in Punakha. And then once another is called Mochu, starting from Gasa Jongkang in the northern Bhutan, and then meets the earlier rivers near Punakha. That's how at that confluence they have built this dam for generating powers.
So this
And
they have I mean they have no problem with electricity.
no, there's no problem for the electricity. Chumeli from the
Yeah.
Tibet.
Yes, if the Russian rivers are coming from Tibet
Yeah.
and from Arunachal, and
Yes. And then
but yes, in the winters they might freeze.
yeah.
But I think they are. Uh, I mean, there's a trickle which does
Yeah.
they manage them. They have enough storage of water to
Hmm.
run the turbines.
It's a sweet water.
Yes, I believe so. So anything,
It's a
any other thing which you
fresh.
would like to share with us, Mr. Bakshi, before we close the session? We have a few minutes and some important features, some
Yes.
happy memories,
Yeah.
and encourage
That's
us
true.
to go and visit the place.
Yeah. In winter, it goes down the temperature to 9 degree,
Hmm.
and uh, and and in the morning, and the highest is 13 degree temperature during winter,
Hmm.
and sometimes the humidity goes up to 98% also, and but still by and large, it's a like I was there 2 weeks back, and lovely weather, no sweating. And in most of the places, they have just a fan. So with the fan only, you can manage. You don't need a air
AC.
conditioning. Yeah. And 29-degree temperature, it goes up in summer.
Uh-huh.
And in winter, goes down to zero also.
Mhm.
And the other thing which I want to tell the tips for saving money for the Indians is that if you fly directly from Delhi to Paro and back, the flight fare is very high on this sector. So that'll add up to your cost of visiting Bhutan. So which gets very expensive and almost 40,000 round trip. And
Both way.
again, both way, yes. Again, it's a variable cost. It can be a couple of thousand up and down depending on the season and the availability of seats, like everywhere. And So what people are doing, they're entering from either Bagdogra or from Guwahati to cut down the cost, where the fare comes around like 12,000 to 15,000 round trip, depending on the availability and the season, which is a round trip again. So that's how your cost comes down drastically. And we can help anybody to visit these beautiful places in Bhutan. We can put together a very nice cultural tour for anybody. Any Zana family member willing to visit Bhutan can get in touch with us, Zana family, to Zana family can organize a very comfortable and cultural tour for them, and pocket friendly and very interesting. So we can put together this tour. Anybody willing to visit?
It would be a visit to countries, India, and then Assam, see the culture of Assam, and then go to Bhutan. It would be a lovely.
We can combine. Depend. See, it's nowadays. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not a fixed tour or fixed. We design as per your time, your budget. We design itinerary. So it can be a combo tour as well. Like you can visit if you're entering from Puncholing, then you can combine it visiting Darjeeling as well. Darjeeling, Sikkim, that area. If you have a lot of time, say if you have 2 weeks, then you can cover all this area. A week probably in Bhutan, a week this side. So in the same way, you can cover a week in Bhutan, a week in Assam, covering Guwahati and further up to Arunachal and to maybe up to Manipur, Nagaland. It all depends on your
Budget and your
budget,
time.
your time. So it can be designed that way very well and put together this fantastic tour for you. And call us or write to the Zena family. And as you know, we both, myself and yourself, we are into the Zena family tour chapter. I mean, tour
Yes.
things. So we can do not only in Bhutan area, but any other area of the
Yes,
country,
any other area.
of India. So we are open for your
So people who are
feedback.
viewing this should avail of this opportunity given by Mr. Bakshi. And, I think it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Bhutan, India, Nepal, or just any one of these places will
Yeah,
make it a dream come true and an
yeah,
experience of a lifetime.
true.
So do contact us on Zena World, Zena
Mm.
Family, Zena Connect, and we'll always be there for you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Mr. Bakshi. And we shall meet again with further input from you on other parts of India and your visits. Bye
definitely.
bye.
Thank you very much. Thank
Bye
you very
bye.
much for
Good night.
inviting over. It was a wonderful talk. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye bye.